The Frill Tote Bag is a fun basic tote featuring contrast frill on the front and an external pocket for smaller items. The bag is fully lined, giving it strength, and the straps are made from cotton or polyester webbing tape. The bag is fairly easy and quick to make, but can also be made without the frill for those at the very beginning of their sewing journey. To make this bag, you will need the following materials: a paper pattern. The link for this can be found in the description box below. Main fabric for the outside of the bag. Contrast fabric for the contrast frills. Lining fabric for the bag lining. 2.6 meters of 4 cm wide webbing tape for the straps. And thread to match your materials. You will also need the following tools: scissors, pins, sewing machine, and iron. When purchasing fabric to make this bag, keep in mind that this style works best in heavyweight fabrics that hold their shape. Think cotton canvas and drills. Anything that is too soft will not hold well, and the seams may rip if heavy items are carried. Cut all main and lining pieces accurately on the correct grain, ensuring all notches are clipped. All seam allowance is marked on the pattern in a grey dashed line and can also be found on page 3 of the booklet provided with the pattern purchase. Lay the pocket with the right side of the fabric facing down. Fold the top edge over 1 cm, then press flat. Then fold over again 3 cm and press. Stitch 2.8 cm from the top edge, then set aside. The bag can be made without the contrast frills if you prefer. If you want to make them without, proceed to step 6. Prepare the frills by folding the fabric right sides together and pinning along the short edges. Then stitch close with the 1 cm seam allowance. Clip the corners, then turn through and press. You can use your scissors to point out the corners to make them nice and sharp. Then run 2 rows of gathering thread along the open edge of both frill pieces. It helps to use contrast thread when sewing this step, as it makes it easier to remove at the end. If you need extra help sewing gathers, a link to my sewing gathers tutorial can be found in the description box below. Gather each frill to 35 cm long, then set aside. Take the front piece of the bag and pin the bottom edge of the pocket to the bottom edge of the bag using the notches on the pattern provided for placement. Then pin the ends of the straps on top. The strap should overlap the pocket by 1 cm. Then take the back of the bag and pin the ends of the straps to the bottom of the bag. Using a 0.7 seam allowance, stitch across the bottom of the straps and pocket to hold them in place. Next, pin the side seams of the bag right sides together. Stitch closed with a 1 cm seam allowance. If you would like your bag to be extra strong, you may wish to double stitch the seams. Then press the seams neatly. Pin the bag base to the bag right sides together. Stitch closed with a 1 cm seam allowance. Take care to ensure the corners match at the side seams. Then clip and press neatly. Repeat steps 9 and 10 on the lining, side seams and bag base. Leave a 10 cm gap in the middle of one of the side seams. This will be used to turn the bag through in step 13. Turn the main fabric part of the bag inside out and keep the lining the correct way. Place the lining inside the bag so that the right sides of the fabric are together and pin along the top edge. Stitched closed with a 1 cm seam allowance. Then turn the bag the right way through using the hole left in the side seam of the lining. Push the lining neatly into the corners of the bag. The main fabric should fold 3 cm over at the top edge to make a facing. Press the top edge so that there is a neat, clean fold. And stitch 3 cm from the edge to hold it in place. Pin the top edge of the pocket to the front of the bag to hold it in place. Then pin the frills on following the markings on the pattern. You can use dressmaker's chalk or pins to mark a line on the bag so that you know where to pin the frills. Then pin the straps on top of the pocket and frill on the front. The strap should overlap the frill by 1 cm. Then pin the straps directly onto the bag on the back. Stitch the straps down on each side of the strap 3 mm from the edge. The thread colour on the top and bottom will need to be different colours. The top thread will need to match the stripes, and the bobbin thread will need to match the lining. Then stitch a box stitch at the top of each strap for extra strength. Remove any visible gathering thread from each of the frills. Pin the opening in the side seam of the lining closed. Then machine or hand stitch closed.